Manuscript here, and that's the end of the run. I've tested all the main site types that have content. October update, articles, wikis, web2s, bookmarks and directories. See the contents there. A little bit of a caveat here for directories. Although only 19 completed, there are hundreds more and I'm putting those in a separate list that either require A, a reciprocal link, which I'm not prepared to do as part of testing, or B, money. Now I don't advise you use any of those at all. I'm just providing the list. These are the 19 that will give you a free link, and they nearly all do follow, and some of them got wonderfully high PR. And to be honest, you don't want to use many directories anyway. If you run 19 and you get 12 or 30 of these through, brilliant. That's probably all the directories you're ever going to need, so that's great. But if there's something in particular in the list, there's one that's exactly on your niche, or everybody in your market uses as a search engine, which is sort of what they are really, many search engines, then by all means pop into the list and find all the details, and you can use it. I don't recommend you do though, but I'm providing this as is. The rest are all there, and this is the files I'm going to be adding. So I've exported these. You click on this, right click generate report, and it saves a CSV file. So you just click on here and you'll see here's the CSV files I've saved. If you open these up in Excel, and I'll open the one that says 143 Web2 sites. There we go, there's 143 Web2 sites. And you can see the usual when it was created, so Web2, where it is, PageRank, loads of do-follow sites. There's some nonsense talked about these better tools not providing do-follow and static URLs to link for first-tier links. That's exactly what they do. Far, far better than something like GSA Search Engine Ranker. Infinitely better. Yeah, you can use loads of no-follow sites, or ones like on bookmarks that have transient URLs. But GSA makes those as well. I mean, there's no different. What things like SE Nuke XCR, Lycorn, and Ultimate Daemon do is allow you to exactly choose the specific sites you're going to post on before you start, really, really simply. And it also makes it so easy to post on the same profile you created over and over again. So you can create powerful profiles, mix in, submissions with links, submissions without links, submissions with multiple links, so you have citation within your stuff and all sorts of stuff, and cross-posting, and it makes it so much easier. So I don't really, if you have been posting to a load of bookmark and directory first tiers and and transient links and also comments and blogs, because they're also transient, they tend to fall down the blog roll and often drop off the page at the end, so your wonderful first tier link no longer is on the URL you think it's on. So if you're creating a second or third tier, you're pointing to thin air eventually, and they tend to be like WordPress and things like that tend to be no follow anyway, so there's not a great deal of value in those anymore. But that's something that GSA makes probably more so than SE Nuke or Lycorn or Ultimate Daemon. So it's not. I don't really see where that argument comes from. Plenty of do follows, plenty of high PR sites in here. Also, a quick tip here: don't just go for all Web 2. In 2011, you guys will know that article sites were hit very hard by Panda, and in 2012-13, wiki sites were hit very hard by Panda. My lists for article and wiki sites originally, I used to be able to give away 4,000 or 5,000, and I would cherry pick. I could have given away a lot more that were on sort of link farms, a single IP address that had 30 or 40 sites on. But now I don't do that. Now my list is 1,000 article sites at the most, but they are nearly all good. They are ones that have survived Panda. They do have some element of anti-spam. They don't allow you just to post any sort of junk on there. So I strongly advise that you use them. You use all different site types in the mix. Pick a varied selection of the better site types based on high PR, age, and things like that. B, that you create the accounts at least a day before you start posting content. C, that you post blank, non-linked out content first. And D, you use the profiles multiple times. So you don't just post one bit of content and you then push on and do other stuff. And E, that you really do mix it up, that you use all the different site types. Don't footprint yourself by just using all Web 2, because that's not a good idea. Mix it up as much as you can. Use as many different site types as you can. if you go to Blue Hat Demon, you'll see how many links you should create at most in the first tier. There isn't a site type smaller than Amazon where you should ever be looking to create more than 70 odd first tier links in one go anyway. If you're Amazon, fine, create hundreds, brilliant. But if you're trying to sell normal affiliate gear, you've got your own business, you're doing local SEO, there is just no way that anything that 3, 4, 5-figure numbers of first tier links are going to be seen as acceptable or normal. Most likely scenario is most will be ignored. There is worst case possibility that it will be seen as spam, and you may get penalised for doing it. So really, just don't point hundreds and hundreds of first tier links at your site in one go. It's not how SEO is done anymore. If you're doing churn and burn, that's a different kettle of fish. You may want to do it. You may rank for a few months and you may drop, you may not. Some churn and burn sites last, but that is entirely up to you. That isn't the method I teach. I know it works. I'm not arguing against people that do that. I do a little bit of churn and burn myself, but it isn't the method that I sort of espouse here. There's plenty of places telling you how to do churn and burn, and in fact I'm going to be doing a churn and burn guide in November and December of this year. Because I don't normally touch on it at all. It isn't the method I choose. So the most links, I think, was around 70 in the first tier in one go. So when you've got 24 document sites, 50 videos, 143 web 2s, 340 good wikis, 1,000 articles and things like that, you can really pick and choose sort of 15 or 20 from each site type and get a really strong presence and build profiles on those sort of 60 or 70 sites in the first go. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So these will all be made available. This is the fourth quarter update it'll be at demonSEO.proboards.com. You can also get to that through scritty.org. You can join up there. These are available to my gold members only. It's if you buy a product, which is Ultimate Demon, Content Machine. I think I've still got a site selling SE Nuke and Lycorn somewhere as well. Various other things, whatever you want to buy. Or it's $39 for lifetime membership. Contact me through the contact form at demondemon.com if you want to do that, because it isn't just a case of just sending me money. I only allow a certain number of people to join every month. I try and keep the numbers down to a reasonable amount. So contact me at the contact form at the end of Demon. Okay, so this is the quarterly update. There are several thousand sites on here, plus thousands of forums as well. I don't use the forums as a headline figure. 3,500 of them. Most people won't end up using those at all, but that's fine. Hope you get great value from this, folks. And as I say, here is the absolute cast iron proof that these sites work. These let's have a look. The wiki is up. Bookmarks. So these, it says when these were made. It would be there we are, date created. It's got the date created 28. So these were done literally about an hour ago. I finished doing the directories. It's got the dates there, and most of these site types were created and the accounts were created within 48 hours of this list being released. And you have the username and password. You can go into these accounts I've created myself. The guide on demondemon.com will show you my best practice. I don't have the time to go with individual people to show them how to create their lists. I've got well over 500 followers on here, and I've got hundreds more on BHW. My average day I get so many emails, it's untrue. And I just simply, if I started doing it for one, I'd have to do it for all, really. Apologies for that. But hopefully the guide that's on demondemon.com that I'll link to below this video will show you the best practice and how to get results similar to mine, where you end up with several thousand good sites to go from. Scritty, demondemon.com, signing off.